Hello, this is Martin. I hope everyone's having a great time. Looking forward to this warm weather, and I believe it's going to get a lot more warmer next week. So, this is terrific, and hopefully you're all doing really good trading. Last week was a terrific time for trading because the all the major currency pairs they went in the expected trend direction that I mentioned to you in my last video, and so hopefully there's some really good opportunity for all of you to make some really good pips, whether it's on a demo account or on a live account. The main thing is to keep on learning, and let's do that today. Let's kick it off with the Euro USD pair, and again you can see we are in a major downtrend. Now, one thing we're going to do different for this this video is I'm going to go look at all the major currency pairs on the 4-hour charts, not the daily charts. And I want to primarily look at using the moving averages to define the support and resistance areas, and tell you what happens when price comes up to a moving average and bounces off, basically then expecting trend continuation. Which is happening with all of these currency pairs. So again, we're looking at these currency pairs from the standpoint of using the moving averages to support our trading decisions, using the moving averages to define our support and resistance areas and where price can expect to bounce off of, and as well as looking at the horizontal gray rectangles that I've previously drawn in on the charts, as well as static support and resistance. Now again, 4-hour charts, we have a lot more trading opportunities, and perhaps we can define the trading opportunities because on a 4-hour chart we can zoom in on the charts a lot more closer and have a better look at support and resistance levels. So let's start off with the Euro USD. Here we go. This is the 4-hour chart, and again I've drawn short-term resistance, short-term support. This actually here in this area, or this area, would be my long-term, but short-term. So basically you can see prices come down to support, prices come up between the moving averages, which is kind of a indication of sideways consolidation. You can see the price bar is getting smaller and smaller. Finally, price broke down again from the 8 EMA. This time I've drawn in the 8 EMA, which is the green line. This is the regular 21 that you are aware of, and of course the orange is my 50. So price has gone up and then back down through the 8 EMA. Once that happens, we can expect price to at least meet the previous swing low, which is right here. This has happened. Price did not come down low. It went down lower, but it did not close lower than this previous low. As you can see, price actually came back up. Buyers bought price back up again. This is a long pin bar, and I kind of expect price to go up again to at least this area, meet up with the green trend line, the green EMA, which is the 8 EMA. If price comes up, bounces off, then we can expect price to continue going down lower, and this time I expect price to come all the way down to the 103.42, 103 area, 103 to 103.42, 45, even 50 area. So and that's if price breaks through the low here. So you could actually place a possible pending sell stop or below the low of this candle, hoping that price will go down lower, or expect price to come back up to at least the 8 EMA. If not, then price will come back up to this area, which is also met by the 21 EMA. Hopefully price will be rejected off of there. Sellers will bring the price down lower, and as you know, sellers are in control. This is a major downtrend. So this is the Euro USD. Let's take a look at another chart, the British Pound USD. Now the British Pound went through a huge drop on Friday, I believe 167 pips, something like that. And I believe the British Pound USD will still go a little bit lower, eventually down to this area right here, which is the 145.30 area, 146, 145.30, 145.70, somewhere like that. However, right now, on Friday there was a bit of a doji, bullish doji. It's possible that price will consolidate now a little bit sideways and at least come back to meet up with the green 21 EMA. And that's why I've got this arrow in here. So hopefully price can come back up. I mean, we're actually looking forward to that. We anticipate price to come up, and then we want to look for bearish evidence to the downside where price will come back down to at least meet with the swing low here, the previous swing low. And if it breaks the swing low, the price will come down much further down to here at some point in time. Okay, so that's what I expect there. If price actually if the 8 EMA cannot hold price and price breaks up higher, then the next level of resistance is the 21 EMA by this purple line. So that's how we use the moving averages as support and resistance. In this case, because price is lower, and if price was to go higher, then these lines are used as resistance. Okay, so at resistance, we hope price will bounce back down to continue to the downside in the same direction as the overall major trend. Okay, so that's the British Pound USD. Now we go to the Australian USD. Again, on a 4-hour chart, you can see price did come down quite a bit, but then on Friday, not on Friday, but in the last couple of days, price went up again. And it did break the 21 EMA and actually went all the way up to this basically short-term resistance area that's drawn in by the gray rectangle. And you can see price actually bounced off the 77.28, 7700 area. Okay, price continued coming back down and finally broke down below the 21 EMA and is now met with this kind of a support zone. So again, I'm anticipating price will consolidate a little bit sideways, go up a little bit higher, at least meet up with the 21 EMA. And if price is rejected by the sellers here, sellers will bring price back down to the previous, at least to the previous swing low, and then lower even further to at least this zone here. So there's a lot of room for a lot of downside movement here. Okay, and the reason I'm talking about all these pairs kind of going sideways over the next few days. Next week we've got an important FOMC meeting. Economic news coming up from the United States that will determine the future direction of the currency pair as far as interest rates are concerned. They'll probably talk about that, and it is anticipated that the U.S. will raise their interest rates at some point, either earlier this summer or later or early in the fall. And if that happens, of course, it's going to make the U.S. currency a lot stronger than it already is. Right now, the U.S. currency is stronger than all other currencies in their pairs, and that's why there's a lot of trending pairs right now because of the U.S. strength in their currency. So this is what I expect to happen here, using these two lines as resistance. So if price comes back up, we're using the 21 EMA as resistance, looking for then a possible bounce back to the downside. If price breaks up, then this is the next area with the 50 SMA, and that is a key important area. If price breaks through the 50 SMA, then price will likely go up much higher, back up all the way to a previous major resistance. Okay, so the next pair is the New Zealand USD, and again, it's very, very similar. to the Australian USD. Here there's terrific opportunity for downside movement. I mean, if price breaks the low of this these two bars right here, and you could possibly place a pending sell stop order, hopefully to catch your trade, your pending order, and bring price all the way down lower. And if you were to catch that trade, you would make about almost 100 pips. So that's a pretty good movement there. Again, let's take a look over the next few days if this particular purple line, which is the 21 EMA, that holds as resistance. If it holds and there's further movement to the downside, then price will retest at least a previous low. So again, interesting, price went up through the short-term 2021 EMA. Again, this is short-term resistance. It went all the way up, tested the 50 SMA, which is great, and then price was rejected by the sellers, and price has been brought all the way back again below the 21 EMA. So I'm expecting price to perhaps go a little bit sideways. This area will be tested again, but eventually price should come back down further. Okay, so now we go to the US Swiss franc. This is one pair, guys, I have mentioned that has been one of the best pairs to be trading over the last few weeks. Let's go. I just want to show you the daily chart. Ever since price broke above the 50 SMA, right over here, okay, I've been in and out of this trade quite a number of times and made quite a number of pips. You can see price has gone up pretty high. It hasn't yet tested the previous high here back in early January 2015 of this year, but I expect price eventually will come back again to test the previous high somewhere around the 1019 or 1 area. 1010, 1019 area, okay? And right now you can see on the daily candle there's a bullish candle after a bearish candle here. Let's switch down to the 4-hour charts. Another thing that's really important, everyone, you can see the 21 EMA has held very, very nicely all the way up on this major uptrend. I'm kind of expecting or hoping that price will come down at least to the 21 EMA again, and then I'm looking for bullish evidence to the upside, and then trade this currency pair at least to test the previous swing high, which is just to the left of where my crosshair is, for at least 95 pips, and then much higher again up to the next zone. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. And finally, we go to the USCAD. Same thing. I'm looking for price. Now you can see a pin bar. A pin bar here on a Thursday, Friday. Another bearish pin bar. I expect price to come back down to test these two EMAs right here. This is the 21 EMA, and this one is the 8 EMA. So if price can come back down, and if if the bulls or the buyers can contain price higher, then I expect price to still go higher than that. Okay, so that's the area to watch out for right here. And finally, we've got the USJPY. You can see we're in a kind of a triangle consolidation where we're making lower highs. Here's another lower high. I kind of expect price to come back down and test the 21 EMA. If it breaks, it's going to come all the way back down to test the 50 simple moving average with this orange line. And you can see this gray rectangle. It's an area of consolidation. So if price can come back down, then we look for bullish evidence to the upside. Or if this line holds, the 8 EMA, then it'll break the trend line, and it should continue to at least retest the previous swing high here. So this is what I expect with all the currency pairs this week. This is what I'm looking for. This is how I use the moving average. They're dynamic, they're moving with price, and they make excellent areas for support and resistance on the shorter term. And again, these have been the 4-hour charts. Hopefully everyone will have some great trading. See you again. Bye-bye.